What's up, everybody? I'm Jared here with Patrick from Caesar North America.
What's up, buddy? Welcome to the booth, man.
Dude, thank you so much. You got a special project for us.
We do, yeah. I figured we got the brand new Pure HT that just launched. Let's make a t-shirt.
Let's do it. Dude, all right, so we got the new Pure HT.
New Pure HT, yep,
Yes.
100%.
Can we make a shirt?
Yeah, you got a shirt?
No, I don't actually. There he is. My man. Doing good? Good to see you, sir.
Nice to see you. What's up, Patrick? How are you, brother? How's it going, man? What's up?
But I have a big favor. Can I borrow a t-shirt? Can I have a t-shirt? Do you have an extra t-shirt? Anything.
Like 301?
I brought some t-shirts and then I checked my bag and now I don't have, they're all in my bag. Awesome. Oh, there we go. I got one.
Nice, perfect.
Nice.
All right, awesome. First thing we're doing is we have the brand new, fully compostable heat transfer material called Pure HC. You know what I love about the Pure though? Because I'm gonna have you weed your design.
Okay,
It feels like the old stretch. It feels like the old stretch when you're weeding it out. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna find your file really quick that you sent me.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
and,
go ahead.
and if the fans remember, all two of them, like Stretch is my favorite,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
old Stretch. I love Eco Stretch,
Yep,
don't get
yep.
me wrong, but the Stretch, I feel like I've used more of that than any other
It
material.
was a product that, I mean, you just can't match it. I love that product
Yeah.
so much. I mean, we obviously, as we talked on the podcast, I talked about some of the favorite. Stretch is always a big one with that brick because you can couple them together to do that awesome embossed effect that we show.
Yeah.
But I just love the fact that like it's pliable, but it's also rigid enough to hold together. Whereas like, you know, with the Eco Stretch, we know, and that's the feedback we've gotten, it can be a little bit fragile sometimes when you're weeding smaller cavities. But anything that I've done with this, not only does it weed excellently, it cuts excellently, but it feels like screen print on the shirt.
Bro, I am pumped.
Right? That's
do
what we're all
this.
trying to go for. So usually what used to happen is that the blade would actually jump a little bit to the right and a little bit up to start the cut. So what we did is we gave the ability to not waste as much space, to eliminate to allow weed margin box. So now your design is directly in the corner. So wherever your blade is, the blade starts. And really where that came from is the paper crafters and the people that are doing a lot of like etch and sketch engraving. They needed that to start dead center, you know, exactly where they needed it to actually be able to align and register their product. The second thing that we've added in that I absolutely love for like mass producing designs is there's the recut feature that's in the cutter itself. So you can hit the play button to recut, but what we can do now is we can advance to the end of the cut. So if we are mass producing, you can have your roll advance out, stops at the end of the cut instead of bringing the material all the way back in. You can hit replay and just continue your cut all the way through.
And then you have still your one continuous piece.
That's it, yep. So right now we're gonna start cutting this out, and what you'll notice is after we get done, the material stays all the way advanced and the blade stops where it was.
This is awesome.
Yeah. So the cool thing is with the Romeo and the Juliet Pro Cutting Systems is that they both cut at about 24 inches per second. So they're cutting like what you would typically see in your Roland and your Craft Tech, but we kind of fit that price point into the crafters. So go ahead and chop that off. And then we're gonna go ahead and chop this side off. Now there's a reason why I did this, Jared, just so when you get into the application, is I add a weed box into all of my designs, and I want to just weed out the back end of this for us. There's a big reason why we add a weed box onto our designs, and if you don't have Leonardo Design Studio, and maybe you are a Silhouette user, maybe you're a Cricut user, maybe you do Brother, Roland, your Corel Draw for your software, adding just a simple shape around your design now allows me to line up this design perfectly every time, because what I can do is instead of fighting with the contours of a design, I can just line it up with perfectly straight angles, pinch it off, and then by the time I even get to the weeding, I now know that I can get this straight from the weed box, straight from the weeding table onto the shirt, and I can press right away.
It's perfect.
So,
That's why he's the pro, guys. That's why he's the pro.
Listen, it's just stuff that works for me when I'm at a trade show and I got to do a lot of stuff at one time. So let's go ahead and weed this one out, okay?
Okay, cool.
Here.
Now, normally if this was easy weed, I would let it warm up on the lower platen a little bit just to kind of loosen it up. But with this,
Now you can definitely do that as well.
can,
However,
or should it be easy enough to?
well, I'm curious to see you weed it off of the heat press and see what you think about it.
Off the heat press. So we're
Because
just-
it's such a clean, and again, you know that the old Stretch so well, so you're
wow.
gonna really feel the difference. And so even with you not heating it up to try to cheat it, to let it release a little bit better, I mean, this is
and
just...
it's not tearing at these details. I'm noticing that right away.
Yeah.
Is that even like the little interior details where sometimes those might tear off, and you got to go back with it. Like every time I'm weeding, I play this little game with myself of, can I weed off the entire background in one single piece? And I love
like
that.
that,
That's so satisfying when the whole thing comes out. Now, I'm not exactly a fan of weeding, but I am very much a fan of when things weed easily.
Clean and easy, yep.
Yes.
That's what it's about. Take a really complicated process, make it as simplistic as possible. One where you can chop down some of the process for yourself, whereas in, you know, again, when we talk about things like DTF and screen print transfers and the print on demand type, you know, that does still take time. And heat transfer has allowed people the quick, on the fly, be able to get a job done, run to your local store, grab a couple sheets of material, and get a shirt done quickly. And you already know, just like when we were at your place, I gotta show people how to properly pre-press their shirt.
Yes,
so,
please do.
There's an easy method, and this is actually a tip, a little pro hack. So I'm gonna take the collar off because everybody is really awesome to give us tearaways now so we can brand our shirts, which is great. But what we're gonna do is take both sides of the collar, we're gonna put those together, and then we're just gonna line up the sleeves of our shirt. And what we wanna really focus on is we wanna focus on making sure that the back side of our shirt or the side seams are all lined up, which is gonna score us that really, really nice pre-press line. But the reason why I do it during the pre-press, instead of pre-pressing then folding, is I can accomplish both at the same time.
Yeah,
I'm pre-pressing my garment out, and I'm able to get that score line that I need to get a really fast and efficient, you know,
the birds
product.
hate me, man. I always do 2 with 1 stone.
That's it. Always 2 with 1 stone. So once that's pre-pressed, now I got a really, really great score line down the center, and that's my focal point for actually being able to press this design down. So let's go ahead. We're gonna lay it this way. I think it's probably gonna be easier on this press. That works.
Nice.
Let's do one quick check. We're good there.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man. Let's hit it. And remember, this is technically in the same category as like an Easy Weed product, so that 1 to 2 second tack works perfect on this. So if we are doing multiple layers and multiple colors, a couple second tack in between layers, you can rip that carrier off hot, and you're good to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now this is going to be since it's just 1 layer. We're
we're just doing the full time. Yep.
Okay, here we go. Let's do
So
it.
305 to 310 degrees, 10 to 15 seconds is what we have the heat press on right now. However, with the new Pure HT, if you do have heat sensitive garments, it actually applies at 275 degrees for 10 seconds. Yeah.
Dude.
There we
It's
go.
time
And rip that bad boy off. Just like that.
It's perfect. Could not have asked for a better transfer. And no need to repress or anything like that?
No need to repress,
Good to go.
I will tell you, with with an Easy Weed product, a lot of people like to do a post-press with the Teflon sheet because you get all of like the little texture of the sheet itself. So it kind of gives you the illusion that it's baked in. But realistically, why are we doing that? We're trying to thin the product out on the shirt to make it not as heavy. But feel that, man. That's the Pure on the shirt.
I love it. And it has a good, can I stretch it?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
So here we go. HPNX Caesar, we're gonna give it a nice little stretchy wedgie, and there we go. And it feels great.
And actually, why don't we do this? Why don't we actually stretch it out? So let's go ahead, let's do this. Let's give it the old college try. Let's stretch the crap out of that.
Yeah?
Because I want to show, I want to show you something that's awesome. So here's what we did.
Whoa.
Now you see what happens to a normal polyester shirt, right? When we actually stretch out the the Pure. Check this out. The cool part about Pure is it heals super, super fast. So I'm going to do half of this design to show you. But I can go ahead, put it right back under the press.
It's not gonna hurt it.
And I can press it out for a few seconds. I know Jared's sweating bullets right now, but
I trust you, man. I trust
for
you.
a few seconds, and just like that, we've completely revived that side of the design. So this side's completely revived, this side's still stretched out.
I hope nobody's stretching their shirts like we just did.
Listen, man, if you were in like middle school football with me, I stretched a lot of shirts out. Right?
That's true. That's true.
But with that said, even if you have a situation where your material gets stretched, your shirt gets stretched, you can still heal it by just giving it a quick press afterwards and kind of revive that material. Yeah, so it's a universal material, and it's really cool. And the best part is, like I said, at 180 days, fully compost down into the ground with no waste to leave behind.
That's insane. I think once people realize that they can get such a high quality product and be so eco-conscious, friendly to the planet, man, like I think that's so huge, and props to you guys, major props.
So we're really proud of the product. We're really excited to highlight that one here at the show, and we're just really blessed to have a team over in Italy and the university that they worked 5 years with to develop this product. So as long as I've been at Caesar, they've been working on this product. And I never even knew about it until they were ready to launch it, and it was just this incredible thing for us. So we're really proud of it.
That's so awesome, man. I'm super stoked
sure.
on this.